Ladies and gentlemen, it's telling that every single example that they gave you of outcry occurred in our world, and the very fact that we're having this debate tells you that we already know that there's a problem, right? That means that at the the proposition's burden in this debate was not to show you that they would somehow get better outcry or better awareness of the issue, but rather that they would actually get you a fix. And it's on that ground that we won this debate, because we told you that systematically locking women out of power structures within communities and within art systematically harms them, means they can never achieve equality on their side. So let's look at these two questions that decided the debate. The first was the idea of who gets a better, more equal world within acting and within film and that sort of thing. The second was whether or not, on their side, what we should reward and whether or not talent is a thing that should be reading off lines. Firstly, on this idea of whether or not their side gets changed, right? So we told you firstly that they tried to claim that the way that this model was going to work, and note, Mr. Speaker, that all of their argumentation followed from these women will necessarily win less awards, and they accepted all of that argumentation from our side. These women will win less awards, but in the end, they think that what's going to happen is there's going to be outcry, and then they're going to win more awards. We gave you loads and loads of reasons why this is not going to be the case. So we told you firstly that the incentives of film companies, as companies who make very, very risky products, is to get things that win awards and that therefore make more money. That means when on their side they can tell you that for 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or maybe an indeterminate number of years, women are not going to win awards. That means that they're never going to be cast into these roles in the first place. That's debate winning, ladies and gentlemen, because it means that they lock out women from getting awards and actually getting roles in the film industry in the first place. Tell us how a side that has no woman within movies that play anything other than second fiddle to the male actor is going to be a good world to live in under their side, ladies and gentlemen. But we told you also that outcry over changing Oscars probably wasn't the most important thing to do. We told you that power that these people get from getting these Oscars, even if we accept that it is somewhat tokenistic, and we gave you reasons why it isn't tokenistic because we told you about how we appreciate different things. We told you helps them to advocate for other better things, i.e. wage equality and that sort of thing that helps other women and helps women across society and not just the award show people. So at very best, even if we accept they have any benefit at all to any group, they benefit only the Jennifer Lawrences of the world, etc., who get some better recognition for their award, and massively disadvantage every single other woman who looks at popular culture and also wants to be an actor at some point in their life. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a burden they cannot win on under their side. They simply lose based on that entirely. But secondly, ladies and gentlemen, we look at this idea of what deserves talent, and how these awards are actually awarded in the first place. Because on their side, they never actually had a realistic conception of what a movie is, and frankly it's questionable whether they watch movies and have a script next to them and think, oh, does this line come out exactly as the script decides? Because that's the metric that they give you for judging talent in movies in the first place, right? We tell you that, firstly, that's problematic because they don't recognize how movies are meant to describe daily life. So for example, a movie that awards a female actor something doesn't award it doesn't need to be separate because they award they're awarding them for something that is lesser. It needs to be separate because they're awarding them for something that is different, because they have different experiences. But secondly, we told you that when they wanted to run a hard line about competition and about all the wonders of having perfectly being able to say, I'm the best at this thing, we told you that excludes other things. So this works even both ways in the case of having a woman over a male person who's also doing a similarly important thing. We tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they never understood how talent works. They never understood the real problem, which was to solve gender inequality and to help women across society, and they never understood why these people deserve awards in the first place. We beg you to applause.